feel like our tradesmen and women are pretty voiceless at times and just they're not heard or seen, just kind of in the shadows, and they just don't get the respect that they're due always.
Until there's a hurricane or an ice storm or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Then it's like, oh my gosh, where's my power?
Yep.
And then I also just kind of irritated and fed up with the whole education system. I think it's a bit of a racket, and kids are going to school for 4+ years and coming out like just drowning in debt. I just want to get the word out about trades early on. And I love Mike Rowe. I just am a huge fan of his.
He's cool. He's the best. He is the best.
Right? It's like, I'd love to follow in his footsteps at some level, So this is kind of my Mike Rowe contribution as well. But yeah, he talks about student loan is like there's like 44 million borrowers in the US and they owe more than $1.5 trillion. I mean, that's just crazy. And my husband, he went to trade school for, I think at the time it was like 9,000 or 10,000, maybe, if that. Then we didn't have any debt. I had a bunch of scholarships, so we only had, I think, combined like $20,000 in debt when we both got out of school, which is really good.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough working at the municipal that my school, I went 2 nights a week to the, through the school with the utility, through the IBEW, the CELCAP program for 9 months out of the year for 4 years, and it was paid for. Like,
nice.
Like everything was paid for through the utility. Like I don't think I paid a penny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't it? It's
there's just so many of those opportunities out there though, and like kids aren't aware of those.
Yeah, and one thing that they told me coming up through the trade is what you're going to earn here, no one will ever be able to take from you.
Yeah.
What we're teaching you here, you will always be able to take and go anywhere. And I didn't work in the crew very long. Like as long as I still have buddies that I got hired with at the utility that are still pushing crews, and I started in '89.
Yeah.
But I did 10 years maybe in the crew, and then I went inside, took a supervisor job, then a manager, and then jumped ship from the utility, went to a contractor, and then there it went, But man, the people that I have met across the country throughout this journey is just amazing. It's crazy how many people that I've come in contact with over the years, Miami, Salt Lake City, California, Mexico, New York, like Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, like the list just goes on. It's like...
Yeah, and the Line family is just so tight-knit. I love that. And it's been so cool because everyone has been so supportive with my books. Like all the Line wives are just so encouraging and they just want to get the word out there, They love it and they want to push that project forward, even though, they don't, like most of the people you don't even know on social media anymore. And you're just like, oh, I feel like we're best friends now.
I know, right?
It's just great people.
It is. And you always look for that connection with others. So Jessica and I were somewhere. I can't remember where we were. It may have been here in Orlando. It may have been in Key West. I don't know. We were somewhere. And there was a guy ordering some food or at a bar somewhere. And we were looking at his T-shirt. He had this T-shirt on. And on the front of his T-shirt, he had this helicopter. And it looked like, at the time, like a lineman long lining, And so she and I are circling him like stalkers. Like, we're like trying to figure out what's on the front of his shirt, And because she and I, we're going to strike up a conversation if he's a line guy. We're going to like to talk to this guy. And then when he got up and walked off, it was... I can't remember the name brand, but it was started by a military family, and it was like special ops.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about because I've seen the same thing.
Yeah, and we thought it was long lining, so maybe, Right, yeah. So, but we circled that guy for a while. I'm surprised he didn't call the cops on us or whatever, but yeah, that's funny. But the connection.
Yeah, because you can always relate with those people, and you do. You just have that connection with them.
Yep, 100%. Yep. So when you talked about your book a little bit, but what can we do to help? What can the listeners do to help you with your vision here, with your goal? What can we do?
Well, buy the book. But no, seriously, everyone's been such a big help so far already. Like I was saying, the Line community is awesome. They just like get behind you and support you all the way. Just like sharing it on social media is awesome. Getting the word out about the book and then the upcoming series. And it just helps increase the conversation about the trades in general. That's the whole point. This might not help me succeed necessarily, but for kids, just read with them, read the book with them and just help them to understand, get them excited about it. And then just, whether to decide to go to the college college or trades or whatever, at least they'll get a taste for the trades, and just gain some knowledge about electricity and how everything works and how their nightlight stays on at night.
So, I mean, someone in the business, I appreciate what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. It means a lot. I think it means a lot to me. Like, I'm kind of like selfish a little bit, and I think about my podcast, and I think about, 10 years from now, hopefully my podcast will still be out there. And then I go back and look, and people have listened to podcasts that I put out 2.5 years ago. Like, they still,
yeah, that's awesome.
Your book will be around forever. Like, the book that you put out will be around forever and will be in schools and bookstores. And there's going to be people that pick them up at a yard sale at some point and read it and love it. You know what I mean? I mean, your book is going to be in the right place at the right time in the right hands to make a difference.
Yeah.
And
it is neat. Like, I had a line wife say that kind of, like, this is such a great thing, and it's just going to help my husband, who's a lineman, bond with his son for years to come, and I was like, oh, that is so awesome. I just love that. That's really cool. And, my husband and I have 3 nephews, and the youngest one is going to be 4 in a couple weeks. And it's the same with him. He's just like, we want to teach him all about being a lineman and get him pumped up for that, even at 4. And he's just so curious. And you can just tell he loves to watch things work, and he's like mechanically minded and, just all boy, all the way, all into Legos now. But yeah, we want him to read the book or read the book to him and get him pumped and interested in it as well.
Yep. Is he the one in your Tiny Tradesmen Books Instagram post where he's sitting in your lap?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
That's my nephew.
Okay.
Yeah, his name's Wilder.
Okay.
Yeah, he's super cool, and he's wild. He's wild. I just call him the wild child. I did a dedication to him in the front of the book because, he's awesome.
It's been awesome talking to you, Sarah Reijonen. Did I say it right?
Yep, you did.
Awesome. That's awesome. You helped me at the beginning. So the book is Light Up the World. When I grow up, I want to be a lineman. And I do want to do a shout out to Katie Erickson, your illustrator, because I looked at the cover of the book and it's amazing. You're right. It's amazing. I can't wait to get it.
Yeah.
Where can I get it? Where do I go? What do I do to get the book? And where can the listeners go to get the book?
So you can go to tinytradesmen.com for the book. That's the only place I have it now. I built my own website, and I'm selling it on there. I want to keep it simple right now.
Perfect.
So,
I did see that you in somewhere in California, wherever you live, it's in a bookstore too, right?
Yes. I just got it into a bookstore in El Dorado Hills called Faith in a Book, and then also in Rescue, California, kind of in the foothills near Placerville. And that store is the Book House. So it's in both of those stores, and then I'll just work on getting it into a few more places probably. I'm also going to be up in the Spokane, Washington area for Christmas for a few weeks. Anybody who wants to meet up in person and grab a book, I'm bringing some boxes with me.
I've really enjoyed this conversation. Again, tinytradesmen.com, Sarah Reijonen, Light Up the World. When I grow up, I want to be a lineman. Please help her out. By helping her out, you're helping out our kids. You're helping the trade. You're helping line families in the future, the business, just overall awareness. Really appreciate what you do, and I know there's a lot of us in the business that appreciate it as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
And thank you so much for having me on here and just for also supporting me and cheering me on. Appreciate it.
We can do that for sure, and we'll be in touch. Thanks so much.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye.